Just hoping everybody's safe.
Yeah. I lay on the scale, you gotta glow. You gotta glow. She had my attention, she gotta know.
I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Let's Get podcast. I'm your host Zeke, and in this episode, I will be doing a solo podcast talk about how I'm dealing with the current state of the world, and so you can get to know me a little bit more. I'd like to say if you listen to the audio version, you can watch the video version of the podcast on YouTube under Let's Gather. And if you're watching, rate the podcast 5 stars. To give a content warning if any strong language used in this episode, and hope you have a nice day and enjoy the show. Alright, cool. Third time's a charm. 20 minutes. Let's go. So, new Zeke, aka Zeke, host this podcast, and decided that the podcast is the worst year. Not the best worst, the worst year. Where everything happens, anything seems to fall at the same time. But once the year started, I kind of got used to it. It was like, okay, each month is a new challenge. New challenger arises. And yeah, talking to him is really long. But when COVID hit and CUNY closed and then the NBA closed same day, I was like definitely panicked, but was able to get over it. Not get over it, but calm myself down and reevaluate what's going on. And it took me like a week, and then I got back to my regular stuff, working, podcasting. And a lot of people ask why I stopped podcasting. Why I started podcasting was mainly just to meet people and connect with them. I love talking to people. Don't really like talking, like explaining myself, but we like talking with people, interacting with them. So that's a good motivator. And people told me to have informational interviews to get like jobs, and like not to get a job, but like on the path to getting a job. And then I was like, why not just make that a podcast and kill 2 birds with 1 stone? So that's what my headspace is right now. Starting with the podcast and definitely moving on to different businesses within the podcast. I was trying to get the website done this Wednesday, which will be tomorrow at the time of recording this, but I didn't get the chance to, so should come out this Friday. Hopefully. Let's get that podcast.com should be out soon. So it's there. But yeah, this year seemed to be one of the history books, if it's ever written. Which is funny because that connects to Avatar: Last Airbender, which didn't have really come out this year, but Netflix got a hold of it because they deal with Nickelodeon and brought a lot of people into it and talked about how in Ba Sing Se, how they were trying to hide the war. And it was like there's no war in Ba Sing Se, which is similar to there's no war. Not there's no war. There's like people trying to hide the past of the United States, or trying to hide the fact that the virus is still going on. Saying if we ignore it, then it's no problem. Which creates a more ambiguity for people. Like the characters in Avatar, saying how the Foundation was the main antagonist, like as stated in the intro. But people on both sides are definitely working at their own interests compared to the collective interests of the whole. And you have people like John or like the Sword Master, who were on the Foundation, but they didn't believe in the vision of the Foundation and the path they were going on. And with that, they were traitors or deserters in some people's eyes. And also how in episode 2, season 3, when Aang went to the Fire Nation Academy, they was learning from the Fire Nation school, and he was just like how the Fire Nation, Fire Lord O's Sojin attacked and beat the Ant Nomad's army when Aang was like they didn't have an army, which shows the like revisionist history that people try to make to justify or hide their past or inexcusable actions. And with that, it's similar to how people are trying to gloss over a lot of history, and we don't learn a lot of history because it's like, it's kind of bad. Let's just skip over it. And how Bossing said, let's try and do in the present. This is my third time trying to record this. It's kind of hard talking by yourself for 20 minutes, thinking off the top of the head. Boom, 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 boom. Take an extra minute. But yeah, currently just thinking and plotting. What else with Avatar? One of my favorite cartoons. So yeah, with like the recent history, people are just following orders sometimes, which sometimes you gotta think critically for yourself. I mean, understand, but you gotta see where they're coming from. Talk about the characters in the show. They're like, yeah, the Foundation is great. We are the best, and then but issues, the complexities of warring civilizations. And it's funny how each avatar kind of has to deal with the previous avatar's mistakes or unfinished business. Starting from Korra, she had to deal with Aang's nemesis and Yakon because with his children because he took his because Aang took like Yakon's bending away, but Yakon got away, had kids, and put his ambitions to his kids. And then Aang had to deal with the 100 Years War because Roku didn't want to attack, didn't want to fight his friend. And then Roku, before that, Avatar Kyoshi had to deal with the Earth Nation falling because the waterbender Avatar before that wasn't really active, and he just kind of went with the flow, and then that left everything. Did Kyoshi make any mistakes? I mean, I guess you could say how Kyoshi got rid of that leader, and then Aang had to deal with the town believing their version of the story. And then the waterbender, he was able to be so laid back because airbending Avatar before Aang kind of made 230 years of peace. This was not really a problem, but peace doesn't last forever. And if you go back to Wan was just inserted into the universe because there wasn't a balance between the spirits and the humans. And then he made a mistake. And then he tried to get people to work together, and that didn't work out. And then it's like each life has to deal with new and various challenges. Similar to like the concept of reincarnation, how each life is just going, it's like the same life is going through the same motions and always constantly learning. 9-minute mark. Yeah, what else? For me, I'm just get to know me a little bit more. Just a calm person, like video games, anime, play sports, basketball mainly. More for like the exercise and the competition. Definitely, very competitive. Want to win and succeed. Pretty good at math. It's like the main subject in science, and everything else comes in after. Don't really have too many ambitions, just to be the best at whatever I'm doing. If it's podcasting, then be the best getting a #1 podcasting spot. Definitely looking at what Joe Rogan is doing, getting that exclusive deal. Looking at Game Illuminati doing, seeing how they're moving as a collective. Looking at on your leisure and trying to figure out how to take other people's tips and tricks and adapt them to my own way of life. There's some noise going on. But yeah. What are some things I want in my life? I don't know. Definitely kind of want a PSX, which was like a PS2 and PS1 together on a DVD player. Sony had Japan. Then I had the Panasonic GameCube. I want that. It was a GameCube and a Panasonic DVD player. Just kind of want them just because. Rambling for 20 minutes. But yeah, back to Avatar. It's a great show, and it's funny how it's come out. And it has a resurgence in 2020, which is super, and it's still super relevant. Which is a testament to the writing, but does that mean that society kind of just goes to the same cycle over and over again and we don't really learn a lesson? And does that make you lose hope? For me, I think it's just a cycle. Pieces, sometimes there's peace, sometimes there's not, and you just have to keep fighting the fight, because if it's not fought, then there's nothing gonna get done, and that's something you just have to keep fighting for. Now I'm just currently looking at the clock. But yeah, the NBA's back. Wonder how it's gonna work out. Everything, everybody. Just hoping everybody's safe. That's what I'm really hoping, is everybody's just safe, and then if anybody lost anybody, hope that they can just find new meaning, I guess. I don't know. After losing somebody, you just kind of have to recalibrate and then just keep moving, because time just for us is linear and we just keep moving forward. I don't really have any ideas of what to say. It just sucks. But this year, definitely learning. Like I'm lucky, and it gives me time to like rest and practice and reflect. But that's not the reality for everybody, and that really sucks. I wish you could help everybody, but you can't. You only help those that you can. What else? I should have the notes now. We're gonna get my head anyway. No notes. Just the wind. Just the storm. Isaac, something. Some storm. Burp. Excuse me. What else? John Wick. What else do you know about me? Pretty good at graphics when I feel like it. Make the design. Nice logo. Just from Google research. I was like, I like black backgrounds. Most people do white. I was like, let me do black. Look at the colors. I was like, what can pop? What can people see? And I was like, boom. There it is. Nice. But yeah, go back to like movies and TV shows. John Wick. I love that movie. What they was able to do, it was like, this is a guy's an assassin, but he has a heart. But he's still the best assassin. It's not because he's invincible, it's just that he just figures out a way to keep getting back up. That's very inspiring. But even though he has his past, and it seems like life is just throwing him in the same circle of getting back up, going through some stuff, and that, but he always continues to find a way. And a lot of people are morally ambiguous, which is, again, a testament to Avatar. I don't even know what's gonna happen next. This is gonna be something good. Cause life is all about peaks and valleys, and how right now we're definitely in the valley. And I wonder what's the peak gonna be. Last time this happened was the Spanish flu 1918 to 1919. Then you had the Roaring Twenties, but then you had the Great Depression and World War II. So let's see what's the next on the horizon. But happy stuff, happy thoughts. What should be happy? Happy thoughts. Well, at the time of recording, they made 500 downloads after 2 seasons, which is pretty good. Means each season gets like about 100. That's like about like 200 downloads, and in between, probably like 150, give or take. Which means definitely growing at a constant rate. And I'm proud of myself. That's 500 more downloads than I had before. And at the beginning, a lot of times I was like, should I even do this? It's a lot of pressure, a lot of work, and a lot of just trying to keep up. But if you keep thinking about what if, you're never gonna do what you become, what you can be, because you just stuck it on pondering and just theorizing. So you gotta put your work in, learn from mistakes, and then go on. Definitely won't get this app done, but that's probably like in the year, next year. It's been time to do it slowly. Slowly flesh it out. 3 more minutes. Let's go. Yeah. What's next for the podcast? Let's get this website done, then get this how-to start a podcast PDF so I can just give it to people. And they ask me, hey, I want to start a podcast. Like, where? I made a whole document right here. Then make a video, explain the document, make an audio book. You know, all that good stuff. Take a breath. But yeah. My favorite 3 lines. But yeah. So with that, and I lost my train of thought. It's be hard. Definitely want to get new guests, different podcasters, international guests. Right now, season 3 is going to be more just honing in on what I learned from the first 2 seasons. But then I'm going to definitely start expanding a little bit more next year and just definitely start taking myself a lot more seriously. That one. But everything's okay. I know what the future's gonna hold, not at all. But there's always a exciting look towards the future and everything. It's just playing out. I had plans for the podcast, learn as I go. That's how they went. But again, about me, another thing comes up is like identity. I never really cared about my identity because I'm always gonna do what I want to do. And whatever, however people receive me, if it's, as long as it's truthful, then I'm like, cool. If it's false, then I'm like, hey, I'm relying on me, not on others. That's what I want to happen. Just gotta jump in, take that leap of faith. Never know what's gonna happen. 19 minutes. Let's go. Did it. We have 20 minutes. But yeah. 3rd attempt of doing a solo podcast. Will I ever do this again? Probably not. It's very hard. That's all I guess. I can bounce off ideas and go off their energy. And they can talk, take a break. I can talk, take a break. Yeah. We lose. Sweeties. Yeah, this is the season 2 closing. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the journey and coming in when you came and sticking with me. Season 3 definitely is going to be killer, and I hope everybody's enjoyed it. So, that brings another episode of the Let's Get Podcast to a close. I'd like to thank myself for coming on my own podcast. But, yeah. This was the end of season 2. Season 3 will come in October 7th. You can listen to my plan in the closing episode, which is coming out the same time, same day as this episode. I hope you continue to have a nice day, and I hope to see you there.